looked and see who's the one, like a Tusk or a Clockwork, that goes around setting up the ganks, controlling the map. All these heroes need some farm. All of them generally want to do a bit of damage in the fight, so we'll see if that ends up costing him. It was an early TP towards mid. As we get underway, game number 2, DDC, getting down the early observer ward, and it scouts the entire unknown squad outside of the gyro. Greedy, maybe more of the utility player. He's going to head towards bottom now, back.
It's already a smart move from
scouted.
LGD, though. They know that they have 3 farm-intensive cores. They have the TA that's...
Are you serious?
But anyways, they have the gyro in the safe lane, and they actually don't want the Phantom Lancer to be pressured because they expect the Huskar to be in the off lane, so they actually swing him down to the bottom lane and make sure that he can get some farm. Because they don't really have a good PL counter at all.
How amazing would it be if LGD just 5-man smoked behind them and killed all their items? They just GG down. Oh, that would
just bash them all down the cliff and then
get the 5-hero charge and kill all their items. GG. It's not going to happen, though. We get underway. Game 2, Unknown, trailing LGD 0-1 in the best of 3. Bounty Rune goes to Kataro. A little love here from Unknown for you guys, of course. Maybe we'll also grab his own Bounty Rune, and he'll trot off towards mid. Looks like MMY going to be blocking the way for him.
Okay,
Similarly, Z-Talk doing the same.
They swap back lanes, actually.
So it is the very scary dual lane. Huskar Undying. This is pup cancer, Ben.
That's okay. MMY is in a good position to maybe try and charge them out early, but Z-Talk is out trying to deal with the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, they did get that Rubik, one of the best heroes to interrupt the charge and frustrate MMY, although doesn't have the best damage output, but slowly plinking away at him.
They can have surprise burst into Huskar. I don't think this PL Dazzle lane should be underestimated.
Yeah, that heal bomb is really devastating, and Huskar only has 1 base armor. He is very vulnerable to it.
Bottom lane ROTK versus Greedy. We have seen some games where ROTK just dies a lot early, but in this matchup, it's almost impossible to never underestimate ROTK.
Underestimate. I was about to say. Great minds think alike. So MMY, he'll hang out on the ramp here. Z-Talk down in the river, just doing a bit of scouting. But this Observer Ward has already paid quite a few dividends for Team Unknown, or rather for LGD, has scattered a lot of rotations. Z-Talk back towards mid, but just no way he's going to get the jump on maybe. As they start to pressure the pull a little bit here. Excel getting aggressive, giving DDC the old zombie claw. Now throws out the decay, continues to go in. He's in pretty far. He's only level 1. The charge comes through. They're going to jump on this, pounce and look for the quick grab, and it will be the first blood. Atune unable to assist. No way he could have done anything. So LGD, they get the first blood, and they get it on, of all heroes, the Phantom Lancer.
And DDC manages to de-ward the ward that blocks the large camp on top. But overall, I like Unknown's picks a little bit more than last game because I think they're much more likely to play aggressively and feel comfortable given these heroes. This is their bread and butter. TA plus
ROTK really getting punished here on the bottom lane. Tanks a full duration rocket barrage. Will be forced back. There is a mango. He's going to pop it. Oh, he wanted that one. Instead, he's going to blow up the hell out of that creep. Well, meanwhile, there is a charge up top, and they are going to find the kill here, bringing down Atune on the Huskar.
Spirit Breaker causing a lot of trouble.
Maybe. Jump onto maybe. They get the lift off the double damage rune, and they will pop maybe. So the punishment top has its own counterplay here. Unknown. Very well done. But their cores are farming pretty well, Ben. Yeah, the lineup looks greedy, but all 3 are near that 10 CS mark or above. So not getting punished too bad in that regard. In fact, they are stacking the Ancients now. This is scouted.
However, they have no Observer Wards up top anymore. Both of them got taken down, which is really bad because you can't really expect the Rubik to come in and help that lane. He's been mostly focusing on shutting down the Shadow Fiend, so it's kind of up to Atune and SL to not die.
And again, they go on mid. They've got the lift. They're going to drop maybe back. Starting to go to work here. Don't have the Fade Bolt mana, though. Then the charge from MY. They look to turn. On to Z-Talk. Another bash. Oh, that's 17%. One more auto attack. The Orb of Venom. So nice body block from Kataro. It's not enough for the kill. It was damn close.
He's still in vision for charge. He may be able to get it off.
Kill me, Roshan. Take me. Take me. And MY says, yeah, I'll take you. Gets the kill. No mercy.
Good move by maybe moving up top so that the charge he gets a charge off as soon as possible.
Yeah, so far the early movement from the Spirit Breaker has been the engine driving LGD forward. 1-0-2, 3 kills. He's been on all 3. This is what you want out of your space, Cal.
So finally they had the Rubik move up top, and that's just because they have no vision up there. They're really scared of having Huskar become completely irrelevant.
And there's a haste turn, though. Katara going to take this. As we see maybe walk back towards base. Let's see if he TP's out into that mid lane. Could get punished by this potentially then.
Oh, see a charge down on bottom. So could potentially set up for a kill. ROTK maybe setting up for a double ion shell fairly soon.
Yeah, the charge goes the way of the bottom lane. Kataro now pushing in that mid. Maybe he's going to hang very far back, but the charge connects. Greedy, close to level 6. Doesn't quite have it yet. He really needs the extra firepower. No, it's okay. They'll let him go. Spirit Breaker not getting that necessary bash. So they are tri-laning top now as they jump forward with Sylar Toon taking some damage here, but they're going to look for the turn. They don't really get much out of it. Just a Fade Bolt, no lift there.
They get the vision of Rubik though, and maybe they'll be more inclined to dive bottom. Greedy.
Still not level 6, so close, but yet so far the Ion Shell doing its work. They don't have the double Ion Shell going though, as MMY is going to get stunned. Now chucks it up, but the vision simply isn't there, and Greedy jukes through the cheese, continues to retreat. It looks like he's going to make it away here. It's nighttime, and MMY does have the vision, but he drops the ward for it. Beautiful play from the wily support. Oh, run Greedy down. MMY showing off those veteran instincts once again. And he will find yet another kill. He's been in on all 4. Huge impact early on.
Is that HP for real? He has 900 HP at level 4?
He's got
like he's gonna die sometime.
One gauntlet of strength. That's just disgusting.
So they're making the Rubik move around a lot. After he died in mid lane, he goes up top, he waits, no kill really happens, and then he has to pop out the gyrocopter. So LGD again dictating the pace of the game.
Sick stuff from MMY. And now they are going to look to shut down the Ancients here, but the stacks are there as Katara engages onto DDC, quick grave, and became prepared with the TP. So away he goes back towards the well. All the core's farming here. Is it going to be enough? They do grab their urn now in the Spirit Breaker. Let's see where MMY wants to go next. Has the boots now, the urn complete.
Might be a good time to go for a kill on ROTK. Unknown is sitting behind him. Greedy just picked up his level 6. I don't think they exactly know where the Rubik is unless he pops in a ward vision.
I am a low. They are looking for it. RTK tanking that first flat cannon. Still doesn't see it, but may suspect it.
Well, he popped flak, so it's like, why is he popping flak? Because he doesn't want to push out the lane because that leaves him more vulnerable to Spirit Breaker. So that's a telltale sign that something funky is happening.
RTK doing a good job of not getting caught. There's a charge towards top, but MMY opting to cancel it. Not going to engage onto a Toon who...
A smoke from Greedy and Z-Talk.
A little worried about this Huskar, though. He's feeling a bit squishy at this stage. Only level 4. Nowhere near that ideal like level 8 to 9 where you get the maxed out spears and the max berserker's blood.
Man, that ward on bottom is really paying off. First it secured the kill on the gyrocopter. Now they're like, okay, no one's pulling bottom and no one's in lane attacking these creeps. They have to be up to something funny, and maybe his positioning is far back at the T2.
Yeah, the safe lane is not often abandoned entirely like that. Is Greedy, Z-Talk, and Katara all kind of hanging out and are scouted out a bit by this observer ward. Z-Talk maybe looking for another ancient stack. They are going to get eyes on Excel. Do they want to go for the charge here?
They're not sure if there's a gyro sitting behind, so they're a little
There's only an Attune for now. Is there a TP? Is there any kind of backup? There is nothing but a Tombstone, which will be instantly blown up. They finally burning Greedy.
Man, that heal
Was
bomb
not
is,
seen.
is crushing them.
Yeah, the PL Dazzle is pretty scary. But while that was happening, off in the mid lane, Kataro does go deep, finds the kill, and maybe that is much needed. As the charge comes in, he's got refraction. Just 1 second, but there's creeps here. Urn deployed. Katara will go down. He wanted that regen rune, but he ain't gonna get it.
Man, Spirit Breaker 3-0-3 involved in every single kill that they have. ROTK doing a creep skip on bottom. This leaves Undying vulnerable at the tower.
Yeah, Undying still no boots. This guy's got nothing.
Oh, now they've given up on top lane.
Yeah, it just feels like LGD are kind of repositioning Unknown at their will. Already up 2,000 plus gold. close to 2,000 experience as well. It's just all LGD all the way. And then you go into the mid game and you wonder who's going to be the tempo controller, who's going to be the guy that starts the fights, helps them come back into the game, puts pressure on the PL. They just don't really have that hero, Ben.
TA. That's pretty much the only one that's doing well. Been involved in the only kills on Unknown. Got a solo kill on SF, so he's the one that they need a kind of
the chosen one.
Yeah, but they already have the Spirit Breaker.
Hayama.
That's already really good against the Refraction.
Yeah, the Darkseer, the Spirit Breaker, even the PL. It's not going to be easy.
But now their lineup's starting to suffer with everyone is like, okay, I need farm on the Huskar. I need level 6 on him. I also need, boots on Undying. That's not asking for too much, is it? But maybe it is with this.
Yeah, Huskar is going to get the safe lane farm now, and they are going to try to take advantage of their ability to clear out the jungle. So TA works on the Ancients. The Gyro was clearing out some stacks in his own jungle, and Ztalk will take over mid. So they're being fairly efficient here. But so too have been LGD. And now LGD, they see not a whole lot. They actually did scout 2 heroes running towards mid, and they had the lane war bottoms. They have a general sense of where heroes are located. As there's a jump on the mid lane, they get the lift off of maybe. But backup's coming in. MMY diving in very aggressively. He is going to back off. Looks like that smoke did break. Not sure if they realized he was smoked, though. And the rest of LGD swing around.
I thought they were going to go in. There was no
lift.
No lift. But I guess the Gyrocopter call down is pretty hard to deal with this early into the game. Maybe if they had their mech, I think they would have been more aggressive. But again, they lay a sentry ward over there.
RTK will reveal himself bottom now, building towards the mech. Very close to it, just needs the recipe, and looks like they're kind of resetting here, going back to their original lane assignments with Sylar up to 1,100 gold of his own. An aggressive dual lane really didn't get anything done as far as limiting his farm.
So Huskar is still pretty close to his armlet, and he can do a lot with just that one item alone. So even though the early dual lane didn't end up pressuring Sylar's farm that much, he didn't suffer as badly as he could have.
Yeah, that Ancient stack did make a dent here in the LGD lead, pushing it from about 2,500 gold back to 1,500. Something that LGD, they were cognizant of. They dropped the wards, they tried to contest a bit, but they never fully shut it down.
Yeah, Rubik did a really good job of dropping his own sentry ward to clear the Dire Observer ward. But yeah, I think Unknown are actually doing pretty well here. Only 1,500 gold deficit with this sort of lineup.
But RTK gets a free tower. Bottom lane, one last karate chop will bring it down. So the map control will increase here for LGD. The mech will come out momentarily now in the stash, and in turn, the armlet is grabbed.
Yeah, they don't really have any team fights on the side of team fight items on the side of Unknown though. Undying with only level 5 with no boots. They, ideally you want an arcane boots and the beginnings of a mech, but just no such thing coming out.
Well, let's see if LGD let this tower drop. Unknown muscling up on it. They are going to reveal that armlet. At the same time, the mech is available. RTK only with the level 1 backing. They will let it fall. A big tower for Unknown. But they are trading for this. With Sylar on the top lane, he's quickly pressuring, and they don't have that Spear Breaker type hero to quickly gank him or punish him. So Sylar's split push goes entirely for free now as they slowly trickle towards the top lane. A lot of this movement being scouted. In fact, it feels like LGD have had eyes on Unknown for most of the game.
They didn't have eyes on the Rubik though.
Yeah.
MMY was in a pretty good position to jump in, but he didn't want to do it without knowing where the Rubik was.
Well, that Sentry Ward was replanted, but it was after one Dragon spawn, so Katara will clear that out. Now he too heads top. Looks like 5 Unknown heroes going this way. And LGD not really showing huge desires of wanting to fight.
The Tombstone will be problematic, even though it's only level 3 and he's a little under level. It's still really strong 12 minutes into the game. So the mech maybe isn't enough to counteract that. And of course the call down and the AoE coming out from Gyrocopter is insane.
It's just crazy to see a TA Huskar draft that's 5-manning and nobody wants to fight. Not often. But the other thing is LGD are very light on the disable. Something that was brought up in the pregame analysis.
They can't get a clean jump unless they scout out the Rubik or Spirit Breaker can charge from the trees, and just that's way too unreliable for them to give up such a big team fight, because if they give that up, they could likely give up Roche.
So the pressure is there on the mid lane. Sylar looking for another tower. He's going to grab that one as well. So his first big item coming out, it's going to be the Yasha.
They canceled a lot of TPs though. This might kind of make LGD want to pressure their jungle a little bit more, knowing that they can't all be united on that south side of the map.
And the Deso complete. Good timing here for Kataro. Not the fastest we've seen this tournament, but still a good clip. So they have their armlet, they have their Deso, they've got the gyros level 8. When to Unknown look for their first big fight?
What is maybe going for?
SNY, BKB?
Not sure.
Decent BKB game.
Yeah, I don't think you want to pick that up first, though, anyways. As you said, Dezo up.
Are they really going for this? Kataro.
Oh, with that rune, of course.
Rune straight in. Sneaky, sneaky. And they're in a great spot here with the potential for the high ground tombstone about to come out. LGD totally unaware of this. DDC creeps down. He is going to weave. Surprise! It's a Roshan. And it goes Wave Kataro. Now they're going to lift him, drop him back, and he does immediately Grave. Try to get the hell away. Nothing to prevent that TP out. So he escapes. A missile will haunt him on his way back to the well. Eventually he'll get the doink, but should be able to emerge intact. So free Roshan, Ben. And this one not really punished at all, although it looks like a tier 1 top may fall. But they may have lost that anyway.
Yeah, with that, LGD don't really want to fight into that. It's far too risky. They're not completely sure if they can get the jump. They're not completely sure if they can take down the Huskar with the armlet, and they're pretty sure they can't kill TA twice. So there's no real good reason to fight them ROTK.
Uh-oh. This looks like trouble. He does pop the mech, the quick dunk forward. Michael Jordan on the hunt. Deso will finish him off. It's Kataro's turn to get a little revenge for last game, and they do have the lane ward down now, so they scout out DDC, trap deployed, but they are lacking that hero to just jump in and reliably start the fight, at least until there's a blink on... Oh, okay, let's just surge. That's all right. That's one way to get the job done, but DDC craves it. Will live to tell the tale. Still a very big steal there from ZTalk. Almost getting the kill. And they might take another tower. Unknown, this very unconventional draft, but they're playing it quite well, keeping it even here with LGD. As their tournament lives hang in the balance, they do back off from the bottom lane, and they start getting their next round of items. It looks like the Dominator might be a Toon's choice, as the Helm of Iron will. We are going to see Kataro up to 1,000 gold now, ZTalk saving, and Gyrocopter completing the drums.
LGD are making good use of the other side of the map, though. Sylar farming the left lane, and then Shadow Fiend taking a few of the Radiant jungle as well as Dire jungle, so they're just not interested in really fighting.
The charge goes on to Greedy top. MMY just streaming in, and it's going to be scouted running past the creep wave, but just wanted to use it for a little bit of mobility as he sees that siege happening bottom. They don't really want to fight into this Tombstone or the Aegis. RTK is going to have to surge himself away. Huskar getting the last hit on the tower. That will complete the Dominator, and then up to another 600 gold, so Unknown doing pretty well here. But LGD just taking the trades for now and waiting for the PL, the Shadow Fiend to fully come online. Very patient stuff from them as maybe Split pushes mid. Can they catch him? Can they punish him? There's your surge forward from the little Rubik. Hunting, there's a ward up, so he does get scouted. And he's not going to pursue any further.
And fast forwarding maybe 10 minutes into the game, like Greedy is just not that farmed as a Gyrocopter. You need your Gyrocopter to be over farmed to deal with the Phantom Lancer, and Phantom Lancer is heavily out farming the Gyrocopter right now, kind of able to make use of the whole top left side of the map. And
Gyro, it's not even like he's an Ember where he just destroys the PL late. At best you can kind of get rid of the illusions once before that fresh round comes in.
Yeah, Huskar really has no solution.
And TA struggles mightily as well.
Mm-hmm. So I'd like to see them maybe stack up Ancients for Gyrocopter, just to make him a little bit more relevant, and then have the TA push out lanes very aggressively, because as it stands, LGD just don't want to look for a fight.
Oh, Kataro, he does purchase his Blink. I think he wanted to kind of hide the purchase, but he is just going to make sure he gets it. See the Darkseer poking forward towards him. There's a surge on mid. ZTalk going to pull back the Shadow Fiend, and then he just kind of laughs and walks away. They really don't have the easiest time starting these fights. It's going to be a lot of big spell steals required from ZTalk to activate their lineup. So instead, they'll rotate Kataro. The Aegis about a minute and change. Let's see, do Unknown want to go for a big objective mid? They do have the level 4 Tombstone, but Sylar, patient as ever, slowly working down this top lane, up to 3,000 gold. So could buy that Diffusal Blade soon if he wants to get active in the fights. They commence their siege on the mid lane. It's ZTalk up in front. As always, they get down the aggressive work from
Y's
Excel.
positioning is really good. He's on the left side.
Starting to converge. He's got the line here for the charge, and there's no Radiant Vision up the hill. This could get ugly real quickly, but the tower drops very fast. They do manage to steal the heal. Are they thinking about high ground breach? There's still a tier 2 up on both side lanes. No, just going to deny one creep. Catapult alive for now.
They don't know that Sylar has a defusal yet, and this could be really bad for them.
Oh, this could be a 5-man wipe if they get caught by that. The Lance comes out, and it looks like now the defusal is indeed revealed.
And maybe doing a good job of creep skipping in the mid lane. They have no wave.
And Aegis is expiring soon. They're going to charge now. Kataro, regen rune available, blink online, but he's about to get cut off. He's separated from the team. He suddenly realizes I'm too far away, and he'll blink across the river. MMY chase it with the Ion Shell. Tombstone gets dropped, and they back off. Suddenly, the chase becomes the chaser. Your Requiem being attempted, but there is going to be a quick stun onto Maybe. Now they jump forward. They've isolated the Shadow Fiend. Unknown gets the jump here in the fight, and now they jump forward onto RTK, looking to blast down the darks here. There's the Grave, no TP. RTK immolating the Burning Spear as he tries to turn and take down Z-Tuck with him. Not going to happen. Unknown find 2. Sloppy play here from LGD. Let's see if they get any more. Sylar, Doppelganger, Kataro on the hunt, has the trap available, drops it, and Sylar just going to TP away. So good calm instincts there, but they give up 2 very avoidable kills.
Yeah, really nice blink by the TA, and looks like MMY wanted to bait out some more spells, but kind of put his team in a bad position by charging across the river. And of course, maybe looked like he wanted to maybe think about Requiem, but it was just not the right place at the right time.
He hesitated, and then the homing missile hit him, and then things just got really sad really quickly at that point. Bottom lane, dunk onto DDC. Oh, Grave at the well. The lack of disables here frankly for both teams might become a problem as this game moves along.
Now they have to blink on Rubik though. Now they can actually get picks with Rubik and Huskar or Rubik and TA. I think they have enough bursts just to obliterate people in that 2 seconds.
Man, well, an item that could obliterate Unknown if they're not careful is grab now. It's going to be a bit unconventional here. MMY going for the Blade Mail. Sees all this damage, no BKBs on the map, and although that may change here with Greedy.
Oh, they have a Zerval Ward that scouted out ROTK on the bottom lane. They're already making a move for him.
Could Kataro bring him down on his own? He's got the DD rune available. There's the first melt shot. Secondary attack. Dropping the trap. Is going to deploy it, but RTK just starts to sprint away. Jukes through the trees. Cuts him off at the pass. Oh, that ward. That ward. So easy for Kataro to track him down. Very nicely done.
Yep.
Only 6-6.
Push. But LGD have lost a lot of map control right now, and the TA is just getting out of control with her damage.
It's just crazy that this draft is looking so good. It seemed a little vulnerable on paper. They didn't have great answers for the PL. They lack any sort of real disable outside of the Rubik, but it's paying off. And now that stolen wall from last fight has cooled down. They've got some time to take advantage of it. Sylar will TP himself in. They wait in the trees, searching for that opening, and it's Z-Tuck who quickly initiates, dropping the wall to cover Sylar's retreat, but he just doppelgangers over, will back away. Still, they forced him back. They've created a little zone of control here. So it's up to Maybe to split push on the mid lane, while Unknown continue their pressure bottom, mounting the aggression now, as they've clawed this game back by almost 5,000 gold to a 1,000 gold lead. They will take that tower bottom, another 1,000 in their pocket. LGD playing defense, a totally opposite story from game number 1.
They really have to be better about controlling Roche. They were in a really good position up until that point and just unwilling to take the fight. That could just leave the Marax down. But now Roshan going to respawn very, very soon. No TA trap in there, though. Oh my god, that is one of the shortest respawns I've seen.
Let's see if LGD can do anything about it. They don't really have the best Roche lineup in their own right. Obviously, Unknown the ones who can quickly bring him down. We're going to see Kataro back to the side shop. Looks like another item might be purchased. No, saving his gold up to 3,100. Any new items coming out for LGD? Anything that can really break this game open? Sylar's farm has been slowed down a bit. Spent a lot of time coming to fights. Finds himself even now with the TA and the Shadow Fiend.
Maybe blink on Darkseer, I think, is probably the next item, because they don't really have BKBs up on the Radiant side at all. So that's where the blink vacuum wall can actually make a big difference.
Yeah, RTK is pretty close if he wants that. And there's a BKB, number 1 on Greedy. Good solution there for the Blade Mail, for the Darkseer in general, and may allow them to have someone that can run in and tank before the Huskar gets involved. He is, meanwhile, very close to his halberd. And Unknown, are they going to try to pull the same
ROTK has split off from his team, though.
Are they going to try to pull the same trick twice? RTK is smoked as well. He walks up the ramp. He did get revealed, so too did Greedy. I'm not sure if either team actually saw each other. They get the ward down for Excel, and now also revealed as maybe. Everybody pretty much knows where the opposition lies, but who's going to go in first? Coming from behind is Greedy. LGD really starting to clump up here. Who gets that jump? They charge onto the TA, trying to dodge away and survive for now. The Requiem gets deployed. There's the wall from behind. Tombstone dropped in the midst of the chaos. Kataro trying to go to work on Sylar, but he's not able to find the real hero. The TA's going to go down. Beautiful fight this time from LGD as they meant to bring down 3. They haven't lost a single one. Attune with the armlet toggle, but pursued to the ends of the earth. He dunks his way back. Save me, somebody help, but eventually there is no help in sight. And in the end, 4 will fall. They just didn't have any way to deal with the PL army.
LGD was really fortunate that they pulled away from the Observer Ward, and TA's trying to be really cute with the blink. She blink dodged the Spirit Lance. I think that's the second time she did that, and kind of left her in a really bad position because she didn't blink far enough. And also going for a very greedy build with the Blink Dezo and the Hyperstone with no BKB.
I mean, look at this. Greedy doesn't have BKB. He's already procced the Rocket Barrage. He may take down here to the Urn Charge. The homie missile is going to hit MMY, and TP just fakes it out. But bottom lane, the real action is LGD are looking for their first lane of racks all of a sudden. Oh, they'll take the tier 3. It looks like they'll let it end there. But as far as Roshan goes, it's LGD suddenly with the much better map control. And that 5,000 gold swing they worked so hard for, Ben, it's gone. It's not 5,000 right back the other way.
Yeah, it's tough when LGD are unified S5. They have really no good way to stop the Shadow Fiend Requiem unless you want to use the Rubik Lift on it. And then on top of that, they still don't have mass BKBs. You want BKBs on, I think, on all 3 of your cores to kind of fight LGD. And of course, as the fight goes on longer, you have more weave stacks and more Phantom Lancer illusions, and it just becomes increasingly difficult. They really need to take this next Roche, but everything has been trampled, all their hopes and dreams after that last fight. They need to be able to take control of the right side of the map.
Well, it is actually just a moon shard for Kataro.
He expected to be able to win a fight or just take Roche out, but now his lack of BKB might be punished.
Yeah, not even going for the slightly more stable AC for that bit of extra
They smoked. I don't know if it was in that Observer Ward vision. It was really close, though. And Sylar's not actually there.
Z-Talk, someone in the neighborhood not able to break it. The charge goes in all the way into the bottom lane. Attune will get stunned off the bat. Has the armlet available. Is going to get the heal off. And may even look to turn. Backup is coming. Greedy's about to arrive. They cancel the Nether Strike. Jumping back, but Z-Talk's there quick on the follow-up to try and turn this one around. The Blade Mail's already worn off. Looks like they should get MMY. This isn't going to be allowed to TP out easily here as it's pulling down. And jumping forward is the Huskar. They will get the Spirit Breaker off the bat, but coming from behind is the Army of Illusions. Sylar starting to really go to work. The BKB on Greedy already committed the call down as well. And now coming the Requiem. Almost enough to kill RTK is the Gyro. They do manage to bring down the PL on the backside of the fight, though. Great teamwork here from Unknown. That's a big grab. The Spirit Breaker is one thing, but the PL, that is quite another matter. And all of a sudden, it looks like they might roll the dice and try to walk into the pit. This is very bold.
Wow, Sylar just died so quickly. He got life broken and then melted at the same time and just exploded.
Let nobody say that Unknown lacks for courage. They walk into the pit. There could be a buyback for all they know, but there's no tower, so maybe it's not all that risky. And in fact, it looks like it could be an easy Roshan. RTK surging, has the blink, and he's just going to let it go. Unknown slightly won fight with 2 kills. Another Aegis going their way. Kataro gets a little breathing room, despite the super aggressive build.
LGD actually could have gone for the Roche after they won the last fight, but instead they went for the T3, and I think that may be a tactical decision that they may come to regret. Maybe they thought that they were confident enough that they would win another fight and be able to take the Roche, but I think versus Unknown's lineup, all you need to do is really prevent them from taking the Roche and let PL get massive. And at this point, he's not really getting as big as they would like.
The Blink Dagger comes out on Sylar. Probably saw Aggressive's game and decided, I like that style. I think I'll adopt it as my own.
He was able to kill the Rubik very, very early on, but unfortunately they weren't able to kill the Huskar. MMY got trapped in the trees. He felt very unconfident about Nether Striking. I don't even know if he had vision from that deep in, but that's really what bought time for Unknown to come to that side of the fight. So they really need to be able to just pick someone off initially with the Spirit Breaker charge into Nether Strike, because Unknown, they don't really have great counter initiation.
They do have a ward towards the mid lane here. Just scouted RTK, surging himself away. Nobody quite ready to hunt him, though, as Kataro moseys into his own jungle, dropping a trap, which is going to scout Sylar here as he farms the wave. Let's see if Sylar wants to get after him. They are charging currently.
They really need to push out the other lanes, though, so they're not forced into this fight. I think currently Unknown are like much stronger than LGD.
You know, there's very few towers on the map here, and we're yet to see a single boots of travel, so getting around the map is actually quite an issue for both teams.
Well, Unknown did like a fake push in the mid, and that's kind of what prompted Phantom Lancer to buy a Diffusal Blade instead of more farming items. So that was a nice move by them. They've constantly been keeping LGD in check and making them go non-greed items.
I mean, do you see either team on a timer here? Do you think Unknown can actually handle the PL if this goes ultra late game, Ben?
I mean, with him being third in net worth, I think so.
Okay. So as long as they keep him down or even with them.
That last death, and of course getting constant Roshans is going to really help Unknown.
Big smoke wrap around. It looks like they might find DDC here. It does heal the wave, and surprise! It's Kataro up in your grill. Will go down, so they get a support pick, but the trade is Sylar taking that last outer tower. So now LGD, no tower standing between them and the bottom lane.
I think they just split push, though. If you fight Unknown, you have to fight into the Aegis, but maybe
who pushes faster here, though? You've got.
I mean, the Desolate Templar
armor.
Assassin is going to push a little bit faster, I think. But
LGD,
it's a better choice.
They could try to swing around bottom, but that would take a while. Dire team still has their glyph available. Radiant team also going to pop theirs. Are we about to see a base race? There's not too many ways to cancel TPs. RTK is going to use what he has, the Blink Vacuum, off the bat. While meanwhile, maybe and Sylar chunking down that top lane. Katara working on the melee Rex. Both teams content to trade, but if they try to back down, MMY could be the savior for this team and cancel a lot. It's LGD TPing home, and they're going to look to engage. A Toon backing off. They've managed to isolate Kataro. He's still got the Aegis here. He's going to need a little help, though. For now, hiding. Where's the vision? Where's the detection? A swarm of illusions descends on him. Oh, they might lose him twice now. It's going to be real tricky getting up here. Yeah, there's no escape. My God, he exploded. Then another back, and chasing forward. A massacre erupting over on the Dire side of the map. So it's a Rax for a Rax, but it ends up being 3 unknown heroes and an Aegis quickly eviscerated.
That was a really nice play by ROTK. He like caused enough chaos in the fight. Yeah, the wall didn't really hit that many people after the initial vacuum, but it's still like Unknown. It still bought them maybe like a good 5 or 6 seconds on the racks and caused them to have to spread out again, and then that left them vulnerable to the charge from Spirit Breaker in case they wanted to TP back to defend. So that was a nice tactical maneuver by LGD.
And they want to make another one now. Try to force those buybacks out if possible. Sylar barreling down mid. They could even sweep towards the bottom lane if they wanted, where the racks are exposed. LGD, they were able to close out Unknown very quickly in that game number 1, and they're looking for something similar here in game 2. A loss here will end the South American dream. Let's see if Unknown can hold on. TA buyback up in 10 seconds, but by the time she's able to rejoin the fight, looks like the racks may have fallen. The cooldown will clear out those kill illusions, so maybe runs in a few more auto attacks. Will finish off the tower, but now the dog on the Sylar. Didn't have a way to dodge away from it. He's dropping quickly to this level of fire damage, and he is going to be forced back as Greedy engages too. In Kataro will leap. He tries to get the kill and maybe can't quite do it yet. He's burning as well. Another dog. Deep goes a Toon. He finds one. He explodes in a cloud of dazzle heal damage. As Sylar lips away, he's burning. Z-Talk wants him to surge forward. He gets the lift. He's gonna zap him to death. Oh, a swag play from the support. He's really been the star of the show here for Unknown. RTK in the trees. Oh, just blinking out. Able to retreat, but they need even more, it feels. DDC on the run too. Trap getting dropped. Can they pursue? Blink forward. They've got a lift in 4 seconds. He is going to drop the weave. Seems like they've cornered him, and this could be dead Dazzle next on the menu. And while this is happening in the mid lane, the Darkseer is being pursued a little bit by Greedy, but doesn't have the firepower to bring him down, so they get 4 heroes back the other way. They did manage to take down the melee Rex, and LGD only dead for about 20 to 30 seconds each. And that bottom lane already dead. There's still a tier 3 up mid and a tier 2 up top. Can they take a lane of Rax back? Can they equalize the score here? The top lane's pushing in for the Radiant side. Creeps are attacking the range Rax with fury.
And that's a very nice spell for Z-Talk to steal the weave from Dazzle.
They might just go all in here. Unknown. It doesn't seem like they're in any rush to back. They're going to commit onto the tier 3. They will bring it down quickly, but do they continue? There's the back. It didn't manage to catch the TA who blinked away. Z-Talk being focused. He did deploy that weave, and now the Glimmer Cape. Can he make it out? Where's the detection for LGD? They don't have it. Blinking out. He makes it away. Z-Talk again. Pulling out the big plays as effigies drop. How appropriate. The LGD getting a little sloppy here, Ben.
Yeah, they saw the Huskar in the top lane, and that was the green light for them. And still unable to even connect on one kill. Let's see how quickly Roshan respawns after this one.
I mean, they have to get some sort of protection. The first two was the Meld, now it's the Glimmer Cape. This is getting a little ridiculous.
Well, they have it on the Dazzle, but Dazzle's been dead, and Spirit Breaker out of item
it's 1 century. It's not much to work with.
Yeah, he really wants the BKB on MMY so they can guarantee initiation.
LGD perhaps waiting for that next Roach. They really feel like they want to slow this game down. The frantic pace seems to be more to Unknown's taste. As Kataro, next damage item, full-on aggression, gets the MKB. This is a solution to the butterfly for maybe, and it looks like Sylar building one as well. Already, Kataro will be ready for that.
Yeah, no buyback on Kataro. That could actually be pretty devastating considering he doesn't have a BKB. He could very easily die to Phantom Lancer or Spirit Breaker if they have detection.
This game feels like it could get really wild. Or Unknown could just casually get wiped in the pit and lose. Hard to say, but it's got that aura about it, Ben.
That would still be wild.
No, you would be happy. You gotta whip these young upstarts into shape.
Whippersnappers.
You can't whip a whippersnapper, though. I was already committed to a different word once I said whip. So they get a halberd now, and there's no... Oh, this is actually big. There's no BKB on Kataro. This could be a fight-ruining halberd, potentially, for the Spirit Breaker. LGD are going to look to march down mid. There is a charge onto a very defensively positioned Huskar, but not someone they want to engage on. So they are split pushing. Kataro pressuring out this top lane. But LGD seem to have the presence on the bottom side of the map. They're the team with the wards. They got them down during that last push near the pit. Somewhat pinning Unknown back.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Both teams just waiting for that elaborate Roshan dance. Round number 2. Actually 3, I think, at this point.
Yep, they'll see the TA and then they'll feel pretty comfortable to move around the map. I mean, I'm surprised ROTK hasn't had bigger Darkseer vacuum walls because they still don't have that many BKBs. Just one up on the gyrocopter at the moment, and Huskar is building one, but it hasn't been as impactful as I expected from him.
Yeah, it definitely seems like the item the TA needs next, though. At this point, she's just begging to be halberded and kept out of the fight.
I mean, she cannot rely on refraction at all with the mantas, the split.
It's like the ideal fight is if she's the, I don't know, maybe the 3rd hero in or something like that.
Yeah, they have to rely on the Huskar to tank up. He is very, very tanky. He has a lot of armor, he has evasion, he has inner vitality.
Oh, they just send Kataro flying into the pit. Get in there. CC Talk, you work for me now.
Pretty lucky for LGD that it didn't respawn right there. I think that Kataro can just destroy Roshan before they can even respond. LGD aren't even headed around the pit right now. I guess they have the chicken.
Really good ward up mid lane, though, giving them a ton of vision. LGD are going to smoke, but they were just scouted running past the ward. Maybe they didn't expect the full-on charge. The Nether Strike, no, it's interrupted by a lift again. The beautiful plays from Z-Talk. Now the Glimmer Cape. Where is the damn detection for this Rubik? They simply don't have it still. A Tomb being focused on the backside of the fight. He got up the BKB. He's pretty tanky. Armlet toggles. He hangs on for ages, but they don't have a whole lot of backup. So in the end, they are going to lose him. The TA also gets picked off. They traded this for Sylar, though. 3 now dead as the Undying of Excel will also fall. Now the charge forward onto Greedy, locking him down. They may have to use that TA buyback just to hold the line. There's the lift on MMY, dropping him down towards Greedy, who simply doesn't have much in the way of damage, and the buyback comes out now. Requiem gets deployed. TA's TP'd in. A big leap to the side for Kataro. He's committed heavily. He's got to get something out of this fight. Jumping onto DDC, fairly tanky, courtesy of the Solar Crest. But Kataro does have the MKB, the missile. Moving forward, Rubik looking to hunt. They have to get more. They're chasing, they're thinking surge, but RTK's the man being hunted by the missile. As DDC cowers in the trees, and Kataro now suddenly finds himself very far out on his own. So a big win there for LGD. And now Roche is up.
Yeah, Sylar ended up dying in the fight, though. And again, LGD press on a little bit. The alternative scenario would be for them to take out Roche, and if TA buys back, she's not going to be there in time. And then I still think they have enough time with that to push high ground, because they only have one Rax left. She has to buy back very, very soon. So LGD seeing a clear preference for choosing to siege the Rax as opposed to the coveted Roche.
Both teams do have their glyphs available. Checking the buyback situation, it's pretty bleak for the Radiant. Only the Gyro with buyback. 3 heroes on the Dire, including both of their carries, do have it, and they feel like they have to get this Roche after that Katara buyback, but he gets caught in the pit. He's almost in still. He's dead. He's killed by Roshan. Dead for 90, and so here may end the dreams of Unknown, unless the rest of the team can do the heavy lifting, but a Toon Melt and a sea of PL Spears. They've lost all their carries. They're about to lose the Zombie. Excel, possibly the last to fall. The Tombstone up on the high ground. Now he'll TP home, but this may be
How
the
did
end.
MMY get vision for that?
And meanwhile, Creeps are pushing in.
Was it this like observer ward that barely saw him? I'm so surprised he was able to get that charge off, and TA certainly did not expect that.
Bit of a deflating way for the Dream to die, but
You called it.
This is pretty much what we're left to here. TA just mincemeat for Sylar. And LGD taking care of business now in the lower bracket. Didn't want to be here this early, but they'll get one step closer, bringing down the melee racks, officially getting the Mega Creeps. The last moments for the first ever South American team are upon us, and they have been defeated. LGD, they show the young upstarts just what it takes to stay alive here at a big event. Unknown go home, but hopefully they've learned something along the way.
I mean, the TA actually just kind of gave them an easy route. It's like, hey, I have no BKB. Focus me. Focus me.
I have all the damage. I'm really squishy. I also have no buyback. Please, don't come at me. Well, they ended their game in true little Hardy style here. Still grab some branches, and we see LGD exiting the booth. They